Oh, remember us? We remember you. Throw to win and the mechanic back at it with another QB breakdown. We're gonna break down Brett. This is a throw. I think he's this is a game winner. He's throwing it down the sideline. I think this is one of his. I think it might have been his first time starting. Put one down the sideline, about a 40-yard rope on this throw.
Yes. Great way to start out the career. But yeah, big thing that we wanted to show too was really the big throw capabilities. I think that's something that all quarterbacks want to have, is the ability to throw the ball a little bit further. So I think Brett Favre was one of the best in the game at that.
Brett is a long strider. First off, that stride right there is my thing. I love taking long strides. A lot of quarterback coaches disagree with it, but I think you get maximum power from the hips and torque, because now that you are getting full extension, you really have a drive from that back leg and throwing that torso involved with the throw. Brett is using every inch of his body to get this throw in. You can see how his upper body caves and closes down. He is working and driving everything on this throw. This is vintage Brett right here. And look how far he drops the ball when he begins this thing. This is something I would never suggest or I would never encourage a quarterback to do, but this is a gunslinger right here. He puts that ball towards his hip, puts it right up into that L position after that backstroke right there, and now he is just full gear over the top with that stride, and every part of his body is involved in that throw.
Yeah. The big thing that he uses too is this left arm, and we have other videos that we'll be able to show too, but this left arm and really just left side in general here is what he is a big driver for him. So he does a good job, like Coach was saying. He gets good hip extension here. I think he does a good job of cocking that shoulder, which are all important things. But one of the things that he does that separated himself, right, that's what the big thing that Brett Favre was, what made it so he could just throw that ball a mile, it seemed like, is that when he's coming through, he whips that left side so hard that when he's done when it gets out of his hands, he's not even looking at the receiver. He's not looking at anything. He's used his head. He just used his whole body to just shoot that ball through the air, that arm through the air, and being able to do that is something that is very, very unique to Brett Favre's kind of style. We'll get another one here where you can just see that left arm. He's just shooting that thing down, and that just gets so much rotation in the upper body, gets that arm up and through. Really a unique throw, but is something I think that everybody can take notice of and learn some things about. Yeah. So this one's a cool one just because it's not great quality, but it's the first play of overtime here. And he just throws a phenomenal throw. Cool, because you get to see all the angles, and we get to see that nice deep ball again here. So, like Coach said, what I like too, this is more of like a pitching thing, was notice how he's really squatting down and loading that back right leg here, and making it so that becomes a big force producer. So now as he's pushing off, he's saying, "Boom! I'm extending with that hip." And then he uses that big pull down. And the reason the pull down is nice is because it helps those obliques get active. And the obliques are a big part of getting good glute max activation. The obliques are part of your core. And so by getting those obliques going, by really ripping that arm through, it helps him get those glutes and that hip extension all the way through. And you can just see how much rotation, how much torque is being produced on his body. Look, he hardly even stand up after throwing that ball. But it ended up being just a perfect.
That was a 60-yard strike.
Yeah, dime.
There's only a few guys on this earth that can do what he did. He's one of the best.
For sure.
And I think a good lesson with Brett, if you're a gunslinger, if you are a guy that just goes out and plays without worrying about messing up, you're going to get away with things that other guys may not be able to get away with. You're going to be a player. You're going to be a gamer. Things that he does on paper aren't going to look good, but what he accomplishes is just winning games.
Yeah.
He is a ball player. He goes out there and he mixes it up. And I think it's a lesson. If you quarterbacks that are a little bit in their head, young quarterbacks that think too much or are worried about messing up, go put on a Brett Favre highlight tape, or go watch a Football Life.
But yeah, thanks guys for watching the video. We're going to be back doing these breakdowns here. The next one that I was thinking about doing was like a Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson comparison. I did a Lamar Jackson breakdown a few weeks ago, and I actually had a client that said, oh, you should do that. Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson. I think that would be a cool, fun thing. Yeah. So we're getting back on this, guys. We're going to be doing all types of different videos here, showing you. Even I would like to be able to do as many different local guys as we can. So any guys that are in the area, if you got something that you can send us to break down, and if it's good quality stuff, I would love to be able to do it. We want to see in-game footage too.
See you later.
So yeah.